all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Oh my goodness. Yes, indeedy. We are back with another one, live from the Trap House. This is Timothy Osman, not to be confused with the other Tim Osman with a Z. Now, we will get into that here in just a moment, my friends. But we do need to recap on a few things very quickly and then go over a video by the one and only Unicult boy, Unirock, Purple Pills to pay the bills. Now, this fella here is quite an interesting fella, as he does like to pretty much just have conjecture continuously on his troll casts, I will say. And of course, he's the one pointing the finger at who's a troll and whatever. But really, at the end of the day, I do believe that he is the troll, because trolling is in the eye of the beholder. Now, we will get into a few things. Number one, I do want to go over really quickly. This is the channel formerly known as Martin Leadkey. Now, we'll get into a little bit more, but basically, guys, what happened was Martin Leadkey received an email, okay? He received an email that YouTube was wanting his password. And we'll get into a little bit more of that. That really sparks a lot of different things for me. But, guys, sorry, man. Sorry, but what has this turned into? To quote my friend TVT, Trolls versus Trolls, it seems as though it has turned into some kind of a Chinese propaganda site. Now, I'm wondering to myself, really, why YouTube allows this many uploads and this much bandwidth on their servers to be posted on a stolen channel. But hey, that's what happened, okay? But I will say that this is one of the drives from my server here. And Martin, my friend, I don't agree with anything you say. Really, mostly about the flat earth, mostly about the mud floods where you just look at pictures and you're full of shit. But I will say, if you ever need all of your data, I have it. backed up for you. 335 gigabytes of conjecture continuously about bullshit topics. Because I perhaps feel a little bit bad for what has happened to you. And Timmy does have a heart. Timmy does have a heart, guys. Maybe you don't understand that. But like this person, I don't even know how you upload this. This must be like a robot uploader, dude, that has taken over his channel. And there's all these, like, I'm pretty sure that looks like no, that's Chinese, I believe. But they're uploading thousands of videos, literally, probably daily, on his channel now. Basically going to reap the benefits of his subscriber count. Wow, that's quite interesting, in my opinion. I've never seen that happen before. But Quang Van Turong has taken over. He's hijacked the channel. And I'm not sure that he's going to get it back, okay? And it's sad. But you know what? I've done my part in that I've backed up his work. And I need to unsubscribe this off my downloader bot because really, I don't want all this Chinese propaganda on my server, dude. Seriously, this would probably clog up my server quite quickly, okay? And we don't need that here in the trap house, in the server trap house here. So anyway, that's just a little side note. Maybe Martin perhaps will hear this, or some flat earther will hear this to tell him all of his data, all of his bullshit conjecture has been backed up and can be purchased for $2,000. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'd put it on a drive for you and ship it to UK if you paid for the shipping, truthfully. If you need it, if you don't have it, for sure. I have 335 gigabytes of Jiminy Christmas of your data here. So anyway, Jamie says, that email was an obvious phishing scam. Only a flat earther would fall for that. Yeah, my friend. YouTube or any other platform, say you're on Discord or Twitter or anything like that, they will never, ever ask for your password because, in all honesty, they host the encryption to your password on their website. They don't need to ask you for your password. That is a really, really, really stupid thing to do, to give anyone your password ever. So anyway, he was really, I mean, I feel bad for him because ignorance is supposedly bliss, but really ignorance really just leads to some kind of a Chinese YouTube propaganda site on what you've worked for years. So that is out of the way, guys. Anyway, so this is about Unicult boy, the Unicult, and this guy's name's Unirock. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him before, but basically he hops on memes to try to get subs. Now, he's a prior gamer, and of course, this will come up here in a bit, as we do have the whole Unirock channel pre-deletion of some of the Pound Doxgate, where they went around and doxed this guy and continued to talk about it for eons, basically. We have Unirock, which is just absolute garbage. 809 gigabytes of absolute garbage gaming and him trolling people with like Technicolor and fucking weird music and shit. Anyway, we also have Unirock TV, and this was downloaded before he could remove those videos because I knew he would. Because I knew what kind of person that person is. So I did download all of that, and I did notice that some of the Pound Doxgate videos were removed. Now, I know some of you guys probably aren't interested in this. There's a guy named CW Chanter. There's a guy named Unicuck Boy, or Unirock, my bad, that had this feud, and he's like, oh, you dox people. And so basically what all this is this guy sits here and has conjecture hours continuously. And why I say he takes the purple pill, and if you don't know what a purple pill is, then you might want to look that up. But he does take the purple pill in that he's basically a former quote-unquote truther, and now basically because he's quote-unquote disabled veteran or whatever, but that can sit around and play games and fucking do all kinds of stuff. He's now actually trying to get on the Fight the Flat Earth bandwagon, the Team Skeptic bandwagon. And we'll get into a lot more of this once we start listening to this here in a bit, guys. But I just need to tell the story. I need to document this for myself, for my fans, for my quote-unquote community, which is really something we'll get into here in a bit as well. I'm really getting ahead of myself here. Anywho, he did have a stream tonight where he had a conjecture hour, basically, where he told lies about yours truly for really no reason at all, but to get more subs from the people he's bending over to. So we have people like Fight the Fat Gourd and Simon Dan and all this stuff, and he always gives them shout outs, and he tries to get Team Skeptic and all these people on just for subs, because this guy's a sub whore. He's a sub harlot. He's one of the worst, if not the worst, flat earth debunkers I've ever seen in my life. He just hopped into this meme, just as Fight the Fat Gourd did back in the day. Now, I'm trying to get ahead of myself. I want to get ahead of myself, but I don't want to at the same time, because a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about here will come up in this whole troll cast that he had tonight, throwing me under the bus, yours truly under the bus for some reason, guys. I'm not really sure why, right? I'm very upset about it, truthfully. Very upset that some guy on the YouTube, Smithy Boy here, wants to throw me under the bus with false information where he has absolutely zero evidence. Not only that, he has things clearly wrong that we'll get into here in a bit about myself and who I get along with or whatever. So we will get into that, because I'm just wanting to continue to troll myself by getting ahead of myself, and I won't do that for you tonight, okay? So anyway, let's turn this faggot, this fagot, it's a new gender here, down in my headphones, okay? Because I was blasting that music, I want to hear him, okay? But anyway, excuse me for using such a taboo term.
Decide to distance yourself from certain people after I show you what I'm about to show you tonight, okay? Because when Look a Pig came to me, I already knew who he was, all right? Sorry, Look a Pig. I don't think I lied to you. I tried not to. If I did, I apologize. And I'd already been looking at him as a member of a group of trolls who were crowd striking, false striking, and porn bombing creators in this community. I really like this community. I do. Team Skeptic, Fight the Flat Earth, Simon Dan, Conspiracy Cats. I love their stuff, and I've always done videos on this topic. I've done it way back to the day, you know? So it's really cool to see the debunk.
Way back to the day. This guy is a new quote-unquote flat earth debunker, if you want to call him that. He calls himself that. I really won't call him that because he has absolutely no idea what he was talking about. But he's very new to this. And some of the things that he will say, and some of you guys are old school that listen to me, know the characters. We know what has happened. We know what has transpired in this whole arena, this whole trolls versus trolls clown show that we have here. Okay? So anyway, this guy thinks that he's all high and mighty doing videos way back in the day, which really, I've been here for literally now about 5 years. Coming up on 5 years, okay? And my channel did a lot of debunks on the flat earth. And flat earthers don't think that I debunked anything, but I have many observations. I have many different experiments that we did with different people. So I'm going to get ahead of myself. I don't want to.
My first videos were debunking videos. I'd always done it. I just debunked a lot of UFO videos because they were popular on YouTube. So I love this community. And I know that this troll group has gained a bit of power, and they've done it because they pretend to be flat earthers when they need to, and then they've got another guy that pretends to be a glober. In reality, they don't give a shit about the shape of the earth, science, or any of that. They hate YouTubers. They hate YouTubers that make money, even if those YouTubers do all the work on their own, earn their following, do it for a long period of time. And I think I can actually tell you why they hate this. Maybe I'll do that later, but who fucking knows? So,
because they're shills, okay? My channel, like I said, has been around for 5 years, having hours-long conversations with flat earthers, having observations that I went out and paid for myself because I was interested in the topic. I didn't need anybody's money. I didn't need to pretend that I was a disabled veteran. I didn't need any of that shit. I just went out and did it myself. And so we have other people that came into the quote-unquote community about a year and a half ago who have basically sat on it and shat on it at the same time, that didn't know shit from Sherlock at the beginning and somewhat know a little bit, but really just use anecdotal evidence and use things that basically they've drummed up from other YouTubers where they use what they've done, their hard work, and basically call it their own and act like flat earth is that hard to debunk or it's not hard to debunk or whatever. So anyway, one thing I want to tell you guys is that if people continue to say community to you, that we're part of a community, you're most likely in a cult. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I've never called this the Tim Osmond community. I've never called that. I don't even like saying followers, truthfully. People who listen to me like the satire, like the comedy, like perhaps some of the things that I talk about, and that's nothing to me, truthfully. I come on here to document the whole situations that we have here. So anyway, let's continue this. Communities are cults, and this guy is the Unicult Conjecture Hour that we'll get into here. This is so pathetic and so terribly written and so terribly thought out that he has no idea what he's talking about. There's going to be a lot of things that trigger me to say more things here by what he says, but I'm just setting the record straight. I don't care about the people in his chat. They're a bunch of fucking idiots, truthfully. They're a bunch of people that think he has good information. And like I said, with me having all of his videos pre-deletion to the Doxk thing, this is something I could go through and expose him for actually deleting videos because he had a conversation with CW Chanter, a person that he spoke for hours, dude. Literally days of hours that he spoke about, saying that he was, the doxer and he doxed some Joe from the Carolinas or whatever. While these guys are giving links and paste bins of this guy's docs. These guys are fucking retarded. Seriously. You're giving people the information saying, oh no, I'm going to say that you're, cry foul here. But then you give all the information to get this guy's docs. You guys are retarded. Seriously. If you would have not said anything about it, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But you guys went on and really this isn't even CW Chanter, truthfully. He was just kind of defending himself against Conjecture hours here that happened. So anyway.
I just learned that Fight the Flat Earth and Soundly had some issues, and I wish that didn't happen. So Fight the Flat Earth had told everybody in the community that he was not going to work with anyone who communicated with Tim Osmond, and Soundly got offended by that. I'm hoping Soundly got offended by that because he doesn't like being told what he can do, but I think Fight the Flat Earth made a good decision, all right? Once you find out that people are in this group, you should distance yourself from them, never talk about them again, never look their way, never communicate with them. And if you do, it's your own fault. I've warned you, okay?
So he's warned you off of Conjecture, off of his wild ramblings and thinking to himself. Soundly wasn't the only one that left that group. And it Soundly didn't just leave that group because he was pointing the finger at me, Fight the Fat Gourd. There's a lot of issues there. I've known Soundly. I've spoken to Soundly face to face, as far as on the internet, rather, because I trust him, and he's a good dude, and we're friends. I would call him a friend. I haven't spoken to him for quite a while, but he's a good dude. I knew that from how he speaks, his cadence, everything. So I trusted him, and we talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of his observations, my observations. I sent him personal messages of some of the new shots I got from the Great Salt Lake, all this kind of stuff. So no, this new guy that comes in, Fight the Fat Gourd, isn't going to put a wedge in between me and Soundly saying, oh, I'm going to blacklist this guy because I think certain things. Now let me tell you really quickly. Also, Fight the Fat Gourd had hangouts at the beginning where he had an open link in the chat. Let me tell you the characters who were telling him not to have an open link so that he wouldn't get porn bombed. Myself was in that same chat where he got porn bombed. Channel Q was in that chat as well. And guess who? PMars was also in that chat, telling him not to do that because that is a rookie move on YouTube. It's an easy thing to snipe people out, remove them, and then play porn and get your channel fucking blocked for 3 months. So we were there telling him, Conspiracy Cats as well. We were there telling both of them the same thing. So these people that, point their finger at me is literally flat earth propaganda because I was the bad guy. I was the flat earth pinup doll for a long time where I went on Dell's show, sniped him many times off his own show and had 5-minute monologues. And then once finally, when he gave a link to somebody that he, I don't know, he gave a link to somebody and they porn bombed him, it was my fault. Just like any of the porn bombing, because I'm the bad man. I've been the bad man for many years. So I haven't porn bombed any of these guys, but they like to have that rhetoric because they don't know who did it. They don't, just like Martin Liedtke's channel taken over by some like Chinese propagandist or something. You don't know who did it, okay? If you want to point a finger at somebody, you better have some evidence, Unicuck boy. You better have some fucking facts, but you never do. Just like in my video, where he's going over all the Sandy Hook stuff, and basically he's scrolling. He's scrolling down. He's scrolling down all of this information right here, where he's like, "Yeah, I've checked it all," and there's like hundreds of different supposed things that debunk the whole Sandy Hook thing, and it's just his rhetoric. It's like, no, you didn't check any of that. You're just saying you have a credible source. You're just saying that you think that to be the case, and you're then basically demonizing or putting people in bad lights that may have different information than that propagandist thing. Let me tell you, I don't know what happened that day in 2012. I don't know. I don't put it either way. I've debunked some of the Sandy Hook hoaxers, saying that kids are walking into the firehouse or whatever, and they're walking in a circle, and why are they walking in a circle in the first place? And also, this is actually a video that's being played over and over again to make you think that they're walking in a circle. It's like, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. I'm open to a conspiracy, but when you're actually lying by omission, you're leaving information out, I'm going to call it out because I'm actually interested in looking for the truth. I don't fucking care. I don't take sides. I don't care about communities. That's just not me. So some people are, but this person is obviously, and we'll get into it much deeper. Some of the absolute garbage that this guy says tonight. And like I said, I just want to document this because, some people out there are just here to make money and to get subs. And I've never cared about that. I hid my subs for a long time. And I want to get ahead of myself, but I'm not going to because there's a certain time and a place for me to actually talk about what I was just thinking. So, anyway, let's get into 13 minutes where Unicuck boy blabbers on.
And Southern Israelite, yeah. So, yeah, the Satanist Urban got porn bombed by him also. And all this stuff is super easy to find because Tim Osmond archived it on Trolls vs. Trolls. So,
Tim Osmond archived it on Trolls vs. Trolls. Actually, Trolls vs. Trolls lives on the other side of the pond for me, first off, and is not me. Second off, he's documenting. It's a brilliant channel. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to Trolls vs. Trolls. He's documenting the Flat Earth Clown Show. If it's a porn bombing, if it's a crazy conversation, if it's this or that, he's going to document it. Okay? So it has nothing to do with me, except that some of the videos I've given him have me in it, or, I've personally given him information where to get certain videos so that he can have a documentation. And that's why he's also on my server as well, because who knows who's going to strike him. And he's gotten several false copyright strikes himself from, Slow Sanchez and other people. So all that's documented because he does good work. And the whole style of how he does his channel is much different than mine. I don't put I have After Effects, I have Photoshop, I have a ton of information on how to make videos, but why are all my videos just me going live talking about events, while his actually has all kinds of things that you just don't see on my channel? It's not me. So a lot of people think it's me. No, that's just a good friend of mine.
And I know, so maybe it's not Tim Osmond's channel. It's at least run by one of his little buddies. I don't care, honestly.
So you say it's Tim Osmond's channel, and then you say, somebody in the chat says, that's not Tim Osmond's channel. And then you say, oh, it's just run by his little buddies. You have no information. You don't know this subject. You've been around for maybe a year, maybe. Probably not even that. This goes back 5 years, and we'll get into a lot of his just absolute conjecture that he has, trying to tell people to not associate with myself, which I don't fucking care. Like, the thing about my channel is, yes, it's an open chat, but at the same time, I don't want people of that caliber on my channel, okay? I don't. So the people that follow that whole cult movement over on Unicult can continue to follow that cult movement on Unicult. Please don't subscribe to my channel. And I got like a couple subs just from him talking about my channel. So anyway,
if they want to do this for the rest of their lives, they should do it. You're not going to stop them. They do it for attention. They do it because they've lost their own YouTube channels long ago, and now they hate every YouTuber out there who does their own thing, right? But I'm just telling you, if you buddy up with Look a Pig...
So let me tell you something really quickly. I had a channel that was open source. It was free. I had drone videos. I had hours-long conversations with flat earthers, trying to, figure out why they think that the way that they do. I had all this stuff, right, for free. Didn't sit in a chair and have all this, Technicolor bullshit and all these graphics and stuff. I had a channel of my own that went from 0 to 1,200, and when it hit about 1,200, I made a video on Fight the Fat Gourd, where the next day my channel was removed from YouTube with no strikes, no warnings, no copyright claims, nothing like that. It was removed. Okay, so where was Unicuck Boy when that happened for my channel? So when these guys have these copyright strikes or whatever, he's all up in arms because he's just wanting to get with the meme. He just wants people to subscribe to him so that they can join his little fucking cult gang. Join here. Send him super chats for sitting in a chair, pretending to be a disabled veteran. He's just so pathetic on so many levels. Besides the fact that he has no idea what he's talking about. In the Doxgate, CW Chanter situation, in my situation with the whole Flat Earth meme, like, he has no idea. And we'll get into why and how he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about here in a moment.
PMARS, Tim, these other guys that are all doing this stuff, you're basically asking for it to be done to you, right? So these guys, this group...
Why has it never been done to me? Maybe because I understand how to not have it happen to me. How about that? How about where you teach someone a lesson by doing something that could be quote unquote unethical or maybe against something or your feelings or whatever, to where they say, I'm going to circumvent that. And what has happened to Dell's show? Well, he does still invite people, but he's on OBS. He can't be sniped, right? That can't happen to him anymore. So the 20 times that he was sniped finally got him to understand that perhaps I should change the errors in my ways. Maybe I shouldn't give the link out to my Hangout on emails and all this kind of stuff. So it's learning by trolling. It's interesting. Being trolled, rather.
Group, they call themselves the Infinite Plane Society. Sometimes there's a lot of penguin usage, right? Look a Pig...
So he thinks that Look a Pig has something to do with IPS, Infinite Plane Society. He literally thinks that the Tim Osmond with an S that's been out here fighting against the Flat Earth for 5 years is Tim Osmond with a Z. Totally different voices, totally different channels, totally different everything about the way that we do our what we do. I enjoy IPS. When he, like I've said before, when he first came out, he was awesome. There's a lot to learn from that guy. He's a book reader. He's an interesting guy for sure. I don't agree with him that, Justin Bieber is the Weeknd, or, the flat earth nonsense or anything like that. But I can take from people that are perceivably on different sides of different subjects that I think that I know epistemologically, and actually learn more from them. And so I have nothing to do really with the Penguins. I'm in their chat sometimes as far as Discord, but they're full of shit a lot of times, but they're also good researchers. They'll pull up a lot of crazy stuff that I wouldn't find myself. So they outsource kind of to these different types of minds, and I get a lot from it. So sue me.
Is still running with them. He has infiltrated, literally, from what I've been told. Now, he could have been lying to me, all right? But Lookapig told me that he was a producer for Fight the Flat Earth. He had been...
What he's been told, so this is all anecdotal evidence. Now, let me tell you something. He's talking about a guy named Lookapig, right? So about 4 years ago, there was the original Flat Earth debates ran by Andrea Sensi. I sent him a Christmas message that basically made him delete his channel and stop what he was doing because it turned into such a fucking clown show. Anyway, we had Lookapig there who did porn bomb that continuously, and with really raunchy, terrible stuff. The guy is just absolutely deluded. I have nothing to do with Lookapig at all. I was sub to him, and I noticed that I was, because he was talking about me the other day, and I said, yeah, you porn bomb people or whatever. Then I looked to see if my message was even there, and it wasn't, because he had blocked me because he was talking about me because he's a part of his own little cult or whatever, atheist cult or something, the Shauna Hawkins or Shauna Hufford or whatever. I don't care, dude. But before that, I thought he had fallen off the face of the internet since I met him on the original Flat Earth debates. This guy, like I said, porn bombed many times, but he came up in my feed because he was starting to produce for people. I'm pretty sure it was on like Steve McRae's channel and different channels, where I was like, why would you have that kind of guy on your channel? That guy is lost. He's a pathetic individual. So anyway, Lookapig's not in my Discord. He has nothing to do with me. I'm not interested in anything he wants to do. He's just a very lost individual.
Producer for Team Skeptic, or help Team Skeptic with stuff, and then he helps a lot of people in this community. And I don't know why people can't see that right when he starts doing these things is when these false strikes, these porn bombings, and a lot of weird stuff happens, right? Well, I can only give you the truth. If you are really care enough, you can just go look in the comments in Trolls versus Trolls and some other YouTube sites. You can just go look at the videos that are put up. You can actually look at the porn bomb.
So, wow, somebody has a video of the porn bombing of Arwen. I wonder who else has the video of Arwen being porn bombed. Are they culpable of the porn bombing in any way? No. This guy is documenting the Flat Earth Clown Show, Pound FE Clown Show. That's all he does. And mind you, that Unirock's for weeks now has been using Trolls versus Trolls videos when it comes to the Morgile and all different types of funny clips that he's found, Arwen, all this stuff. He's been scouring Trolls versus Trolls channel for good content so that he can come on and troll people on his own channel. And so we did have Menace's sobriety. I appreciate that. Trolls vs. Trolls is different Tim Osmond and Infinite Plane Society. Yeah, people who have been around understand that. But this guy pretends like he knows what he's talking about, which clearly he doesn't in any sense of the word. Anyway, let's continue.
Problems ever since it happened. He was admittedly on Twitter a troll against people.
Yeah, AJM says community, that word again. Yeah. Just replace the word community with cult. Because there's no community here. This is people that watch a YouTube channel, dude. Like, why do I have to tell people that? It's just a channel where a guy talks and brings up different subjects, and he continues to think that there's some kind of community. And when people try to kind of with open arms, oh, you're part of something. That's exactly what Flat Earth has done. Don't you understand that? Oh, you believe the way that I do? Well, I'll give you mod status. I'll give, you join my channel. Well, you're part of the crew now. So that's not my channel at all. That's not how I think. I don't care about stuff like that.
People that he didn't like. If he considers you a bigot, ironically, right? Some of the people he hangs out with have been accused of that.
So he's talking about Look-a-Pig here, which, like I said, has nothing to do with me. I don't want anything to do with that guy, truthfully.
That a lot lately, right? Kind of strange. Then he will troll you by dumping porn on your screen, right? Not only that, he's accused of that by his own buddies. Put it up as a trophy, as like a. They put it up as like, hey, look at this awesome thing that he did.
He has no evidence that Trolls vs. Trolls or myself are buddies with Look-a-Pig, but he's just saying that. And then he says that it's a trophy. Like I said, it's just documentation of some funny events in Flat Earth for other people to find, because a lot of this stuff goes missing. And, some of us can find some missing content sometimes to, show you guys. And so you can have a laugh at what we're all a part of as far as the people that are interested in the Flat Earth cult or the Flat Earth community or whatever.
I don't believe Luca cares. I think that he's just a good actor. I'm sorry. This isn't me being hateful to him. It's just, I don't know how in the world every place he goes, while he's live, while he's there, gets porn bombed, right? And then he allows these people to pin porn bombings on him, but he's so vocal about Fight the Flat Earth, right? I think that if these porn bombings were pinned on him by this troll group, he would have stood up and countered it and said, no, what are you talking about? Well, he didn't. And I do think...
So that line of thinking, if you listen to what he said, so if this, then that, he has no evidence that we're even part of any kind of a group. So he's just like, if this is the case, then this could be the case. And then he's making all these decisions and telling all these people that this is the case because he thinks if, then that. So anyway, I think my girlfriend's up. 1 second. I'm going to take a restroom break, guys. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Anywho, let's continue.
It explains why he deleted the videos. It perfectly explains why he came to my server. Anyway, I guess I'll just pull up the live chat for a second. I don't know. I don't really have a lot more to add. Every creator out there who's dealt with the false strikes coming from this group of people already knows who it is and why they're doing it. It happened to...
So he's trying to pin false strikes on myself, which is kind of interesting. Because I think to my knowledge at this point, the only strike that I actually had was on Antonio Subarats, because he was using my drone video, clearly where the horizon was dropping, and he was basically saying that it wasn't dropping, and he used about probably 4 different flights that I had on my drone. So yeah, I did strike him, and it was a flat earther. So anywho, he's trying to pin all of everything, the porn bombing, the striking, the everything, on us, on this whole troll group that we have here, which he has no clue about. He has no clue about, man.
The Globe Busters, it happened to several other flat earthers, it happened to a lot of flat earth debunkers, and I don't think it'll stop. I think that as long as people are in this community doing what they do, they will continue to And I like a couple of them. I thought they're cool people, but if this is what they're going to do, of course, you got to be able to cut ties, I suppose.
Yeah, cut ties with your conjecture, dude. Like, this is why I've really never liked him, is because he just makes shit up as he goes. He's basically Martin Liedtke, minus the Chinese propaganda. Just making stuff up as he goes and putting on a show for people and trying to make money off it. I would never want to be in his position. Not only that he just completely conjecturizes everything, but that he's just a loser. Like, he pretends to be a disabled veteran, and there's several of them in this whole community that are quote unquote disabled veterans that are able and willing body enough to make YouTube videos, but can't be telemarketers or can't be data entrists or anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid. It's just because the system is able to be gained by people like this that say, oh, I was hurt, my leg or whatever. I have pain, so I need pain pills and all this stuff, dude. Like, thank you for serving the business interests of the United States. Trust me. My brother did. And I feel for people that went through that. But at a certain point, you need to pull up your britches. And I think this dude has kids, pretty sure. And obviously this Unirock rack girl that follows him around and is like his business manager or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you could do so much shit besides sitting and playing games and just lying at your fucking teeth, dude. That's pathetic. You're not a truth seeker or a truth teller. You're just a pathetic individual. Anyway, so we're going to go to 2530 because more hilarity ensues.
Those little things that never added up that he didn't see, but now it's starting to make sense. And he actually is honest with the community in the same way that he expected Fight the Flat Earth to own. Community.
I'm going to say Fight the Flat Earth, and I'm going to be completely on his side because he has more subs and than the people that he's talking about. Therefore, maybe he can leech a few subs off him. He's just a fucking leech, dude.
Own up to things and all that. Now, AT, it's your turn. If you really, truly aren't helping the dude do it, you need to help us expose him. Because he's doing this with those other people.
Did you hear that? Did you hear how he does that? You need to help us expose them because he's doing it with these other people. See how he just slips that in? And then he laughs. Because this is all a fucking game, dude. This is all an acting show for some of these people. I mean, truthfully, I talked to Dell about 2 weeks ago. And we had a good chat. Offline, not going to be published kind of thing. And we talked about other stuff than Flat Earth, and we agree on so much. But then I hear him today talking about how it's all basically an act. How he gets on YouTube and he's a different person. It's just an act. He's playing an actor. I'm not really sure why you would like Revelation of the Method tell people that. But again, as much as I have found newfound respect for Dell, at the same time, I feel there's this kind of a similarity there where these people have a cult following. Maybe they're not trying to have a cult following or whatever, but these people are just being entertained by their words, their colors, their facial expressions, and all this stuff. Where at the end of the day, what comes of it? What comes of what Dell's done for 4 years? What are you doing with your life, man? Like, yeah, I know you get like 300 plus people that come on and want to listen to you and stuff, but you've gotten nowhere. Now there's a poll hoax. Now there's, so many different things that he's kind of attached to his repertoire where it seems to me that it's just for attention. It's just for attention at the end of the day. And this guy wants attention and money. Dell doesn't take money. That's one thing that I will never, not say about Dell. He's not out there for your dollars. He tried to hook up Sheeps and Neeps when he was dying of cancer. I don't know if he's passed yet or what, but in his description even, it's for Sheeps and Neeps. It's not for Dell's coffers. And Dell probably could use the money. But, maybe, in my opinion, maybe attention is more sought after in his case. But, I think he believes in what he believes in. This guy's just making shit up, dude.
And we've known those guys are doing this for a long time, right?
Do you? Do you know that? Because like I said at the beginning of this, actually Fight the Flat Earth and Conspiracy Cats were told by people like myself and PMars and Channel Q that they shouldn't be posting the link like that. They could be porn bombed. And guess what big-headed, stubborn, Fight the Fat Ass Gord actually did? He just told us off. Like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And then he gets porn bombed. And then he blames it on me. It's like, what?
If you are in the community, if you're starting a channel, right? To every person out there that debunks, to every person that does any type of flat earth debunkery or anything that you can even be considered close to it, I'm just warning you.
We should get the transcript of this. Just search for community. How many times he said community? Seeds of Doubt says, Sheep says past. My condolences. I didn't want that in any way. I did a few scam baits with him as my desktop to Indian scammers so they could see him. He was in good health at the time, and that's never a good thing. He smoked cigarettes like a chain smoker. Perhaps that was why, but I don't wish that on the flat earthers. I don't wish that on my enemies. At the end of the day, you should probably wish for people to live a better life and be happy and healthy. So, like I said, my condolences.
Tim Osmond, Infinite Plane Society, whatever name form of the word Tim Osmond and Look a Pig and all these guys, if you let them and communicate with them and let them near you, you're going to have these issues. You're eventually going to get false strikes. You're going to get bots inside your chat spamming your chat.
So let's talk about Infinite Plane Society for a moment. So I obviously, to people that have been around this conversation for a while, am not Infinite Plane Society. That's a different guy. Different voice, different everything. He's a smart dude. I enjoy him. But at the same time, he's done strikes on me. Okay? Literally on my old channel, I had basically something from YouTube saying that somebody wants like my information. He was sending all these letters to literally like California YouTube to try to dox people, right? So me and him, have had our past. And I let bygones be bygones, but I never spoke his name. I never cared about his name at all. My first video was talking about Jack Larson, which is one of his like monikers, one of his nom de plumes, basically, where he has a lot of art and a lot of. I'm pretty sure that one has some books written and stuff like that under it. I knew that wasn't his name. Right? But I was just looking into some of the things that he's done in the past. People came out with his real name and, we have his information and stuff. I don't care to share that. It's not my bag, really.
You're going to get all kinds of different false strikes, and there's going to be people that try to buddy up to you all of a sudden who, another thing that look up, the Marvel girl you already know it too. I forgot to mention this, but he likes to go into chats with Flat Earth debunkers and sit on the other side and just annoy the piss out of everybody during live shows. That's what these guys do. Just like when Fight the Flat Earth, I tried to warn him in his live chat, but he debated some guy from the IPL named Tim Osmond with a Z, who isn't the Round Earth Tim Osmond. He's the Flat Earth Tim Osmond. And the whole time, all the dude was doing was trolling you. FDFE. You knew that by the end, I think, because you started to end it when it became apparently obvious when he started.
No, the guy was playing chess, 4D chess, while you were playing checkers. Basically, IPS ran a clinic on the guy, and when he was done with him, he ended the conversation with the challenger. You guys can't see through the black and white, right? There's definitely a lot of gray there. IPS ran a fucking clinic on the guy and completely steered the conversation in every way that he wanted to. You can't see that because you're so gung-ho for your certain, cult leaders, your Fight the Fat Gourds or whatever. Some guy that has lied out his teeth about doing observations of the distance of the sun. He never gave any information on that, even though he lied on the non sequitur about it continuously. He's lied about some of the service that he's done. He's probably lied about quite a bit about, his work history as he went into McDonald's and he went into very menial jobs, being a nuclear physicist, right? That guy went and did that. He decided to go and get jobs where he was on his feet, like 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, where now his leg doesn't work or something, and he can't work. He physically can't work because of a leg, right? But then you have like Lieutenant Dan's being wheeled into fucking telemarketer call centers and all this shit all the time, where they're able to actually make money not being on their feet. So anyway, Fight the Fat Gourd is another gamer, another person getting, government stipends for, his quote unquote service to, whatever, the bankers or whatever. There's so many of them in this conversation. I really want to do a video about that, but I don't want to, it's a touchy subject for me, truthfully. People who get, because there are a lot of legitimate cases when it comes to veterans benefits, but there are a lot of people that take advantage of it as well. So
to talk about the Challenger thing and all that, and you get me? That's what's going on here, and you're going to start finding this more and more as Flat Earth dies.
He ran a clinic on you, dude. You're just too stupid to see it. You're too blinded by your sub count, man. It's so pathetic, dude. Like, that's why I don't want to get like into money or monetary anything into YouTube. It's like, oh, I just want to like be on Facebook and Twitter and like post my video everywhere and stuff. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. I studied social media marketing too. That's what's funny, is I could be quite a bit more than I have been for years, but I have a select group of people who can find my channel and perhaps enjoy some of the comedic relief of this whole situation. And I would rather have that than a bunch of followers, man. These people are losers, dude. You got like Team Skeptic in here. You got all these people in here that are just like only there to be entertained by your conjecture. Just very much not interested in that personally. Anyway, we will be moving on here. We have 2913. Let's see what we got for this clip.
I know what some of you are thinking. Why would they target both flat earthers and globe earthers? Because they just hate the whole thing, man. They're here to troll that whole concept. They just don't like it. That's why they hate Conspiracy Cats and Simon Dan and all the other guys. Anyway,
that's why who? You're talking about me. Do I hate Conspiracy Cats and Simon Dan? Well, me and Conspiracy Cats actually speak through email from time to time. And I don't hate him. I actually appreciate and have said several times in my own videos that his videos, and I've told him myself, that I like his content. He has good content. I like what he's doing. I like his information. I like his comedic value when it comes to putting Dell up there and putting other flat earthers and stuff. I like Conspiracy Cats. We were supposed to have several different chats many different times, but he falls off the map when it comes to email. And really, I don't... At this point, Conspiracy Cats, like, it's so over, dude. Like, I don't care, dude. Like, you want to do what you do with me, that's fine, man. But I still appreciate your work. I'm just not a punk who gets led by other people to be like, oh, yeah, I forgot to email or whatever. Like, it's just... I don't care, dude. Seriously. Like... Being in the drug industry for many, many years, when you have a dealer that doesn't want to give their product for the money that you have in your hand, and they want to say, oh, I got to get it from this guy, or I got to do this, or whatever, you just say, hey, go kick rocks, bud. Like, I don't fucking care, man. I have money in my hand, dude. I will give it to you for the product. And you want to fucking put me around in circles and shit? Like, go fuck yourself, dude. So that's how it is, man. Anyway.
That's all I got, man. I was going to play some of this for you guys. Honestly, if you want to see it, I'm just flashing it across my screen. You can pause this at any time and go watch these videos, and all will be very much abundantly clear. I mean, there's really no reason for me to explain it. Everybody here has a brain, and it's that obvious. So if you have a channel...
He says everyone has a brain here, and it's that obvious. He was looking at Trolls vs. Trolls channel, and because he put a porn bombing with a smiley face on there, it has to be Tim Osman. It has to be Trolls versus Trolls. They have to be in a group with Lookapig as well, because they've put it on the internet. I mean, that's the extent of his research, dude. He doesn't understand the nuance and the connections that people have made throughout this, which, if you've been around, a lot of people on my channel that have been around for this long, we know that Tim Osman with a Z, Infinite Plan Society, have gone back and forth for a long time. We know that they're not the same person. We know, perhaps, and Lookapig is so obscure at this point, but maybe you were following or listening a long time ago when the original Flat Earth Debates was about, where he was porn bombing, and I was very against anything that he said on that channel. It's all gone. It's all gone. The Flat Earth Debates original channel from like 4 years ago. But if you were listening then, and there was a select group of people when Hangouts was starting to get big or whatever, like, we'd have 30 people listening, man. So I know the truth. This guy's just making shit up. And it's really just for his cronies, just for subs, just for more money, so he can sit on his fat fucking ass, not go get a job, pretend to be disabled, and be a complete and utter loser, right? That's what this guy is. And he doesn't even know that I made the Unicuck Purple Pills to Pay the Bills video that I did a while back, because he welcomed me with open arms just like 3 days ago. I was like, yeah, you banned me, or someone banned me on your channel for no fucking reason. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go right now on his live stream. I'm going to go right now and I'm going to unban you. And then 2 days later, 3 days later, he's talking a bunch of fucking shit as if he's like done this massive amount of research and understands the nuances of this whole situation. This guy astounds me, truthfully.
You guys, honestly, if you want to see it, I'm just flashing it across my screen. You can pause this at any time and go watch these videos, and all will be very much abundantly clear. I mean, there's really no reason for me to explain it. Everybody here has a brain, and it's that obvious. So if you have a channel and you choose to, let somebody that sounds like these guys or does the things that these guys does, near you and in your community, basically
Can't even conjugate words right. Does what these guys does. Like, he sounds like Bro Sanchez all of a sudden, dude. What's up, DTE? You'll have to check this video out. I've been talking for quite a bit about this whole thing. But this video, what I've done, and also, this is just some of the clippets, but basically, he's going after me and Trolls versus Trolls, and this whole, group of trolls that are like porn bombing. They're sending out every, copyright complaint and all this kind of stuff. It's the easy thing to do, is just point a finger. Hey, 2 planes supposedly flew into the World Trade Center. It's these guys with rags on their heads, dude. We need to go over there and fucking, gentrify or find retribution, seek retribution from these acts. So he's telling his cult following that they shouldn't associate with people like P. Mars and myself and Lookapig and all these people. And ultimately, at the end of the day, and I think I've already hinted towards this, it's because he wants more subs. He's going with the channel that has more subs to basically white knight for, so that he can get more following. Now, this also happened with the Steve McRae situation with Non Sequitur. Again, I have 2 videos on that whole shabab. And, I've followed Steve McRae for over the amount of time that I've been in Flat Earth, over 5 years. I enjoy some of the things that he does. He says a lot of bullshit sometimes, though. We'll see when this whole legal situation comes up with Team Skeptic. I need money for Daniel Pratt, or, all these legal situations, Red's Rhetoric, and all these people, where it's like nothing ever comes of it. And people have the minds of literal tadpoles, where, the next week they forget about it. And they just take the money and run, basically. So, yeah, I'm going to call it out, because I don't have a mind of a tadpole. I remember the things that have happened here. I've documented a lot of the things that have happened here. And I don't agree with people like Team Skeptic, which is why would he say Team Skeptic? He's not a skeptic at all. He's team mainstream cuckery, right? Fight the Fat Gourd knew nothing about the shape of the earth before. He knows a little bit more, but is just swiping other people's content because his wife won't wheel him out to do any kind of observations. Whatever happened to all the 2,300 people he was talking about or whatever? Over 2,000 people that were going to do sun tracking. Whatever happened to that? Like, no one remembers any of this stuff. No one remembers that he pretended to have done the distance to the sun with a friend in 2004, when really, at that time, he probably had people like Sean Hufford and Reds Rhetoric saying, hey, this is a little bit harder, and you can only do this every certain amount of years and all this kind of stuff. Then when he was called out by Jamie H, myself, and other people, he then came out and said, oh yeah, my mom has it at her house. I have a notebook that has all of our calculations. People don't care, dude. This is all entertainment. But I'm here to document the situation, the scene of the crime, basically.
Basically, get ready to just deal with them trying to create drama 24/7, and then expect a bunch of channels that pop up that want to upload troll videos towards you that make no point but just serve to troll, and that's it. Just be ready.
What does your videos serve to anyone, dude? All you do is make shit up. Do you not understand that you have no idea what you're talking about? And you just say it anyway to hundreds of people? This guy has 2 channels, which has probably almost 40,000 subs in combination. And he gets like 100 live viewers. I wonder why that is. Because he's talking utter fucking nonsense. And he can only convince a certain amount of these people to actually want to come and be entertained by his nonsense and lies. I'm not going to say slander like Dell does, because I know what slander is. Dell doesn't, but he's not slandering me. He's just lying. He's just conjecturizing, basically, events that he has no clue about, which I don't care at the end of the day. As I said before, I'm just documenting it.
And that's why I hope Soundly will wake up, to the whole thing, too.
Yeah, you don't know Soundly. I don't think Soundly's ever talked to you. Fight the Fat Gourd, tried to have a group on Twitter, I think it was, where it was Flat Earth Debunkers. Other people than Soundly left that when he told people to stop interacting with me. Soundly didn't just stop interacting with me because of this whole situation of he's kind of a libertarian at heart, definitely conservative kind of thing. And he's not going to be told by some just random guy that just shows up and says, hey, don't talk to that person. It's probably a big portion of it. But also, Soundly and I, like I said before, we've had long conversations face to face. Like I said before, I've shown him observations, and we used to talk a lot more than we do now. But, he's kind of out of the scene, really, because of the detriment. The detritus that has come into this whole conversation, where it's about a clown show. So don't be mad at TVT that he documents the clown show that you guys are a part of, because you guys are making the clown show, right? There used to be actual conversations. It didn't used to be, this Nathan Oakley troll show. It didn't used to be this Fight the Fat Gourd. Let me find the stupidest person I can find that believes the earth is flat so I can just call him a fucking idiot continuously. The team skeptics calling, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Ding! All this shit, dude. It became extremely pathetic. It used to be about people like myself, even Reds, people like Slice Barcane, Soundly, others actually doing observations and actually having conversations, actually talking about the subject with them, not calling them fucking idiots and degrading them continuously for a show. And that's why these shows have become very popular as far as, the Fight the Fat Gourds and other people have gotten a lot of subs, because that's what it's about. It's about, hey, I'm a bigot. I'm a person that is a bigot towards the flat earth. So I'm going to point my finger at them and call them any name that I can think of at the time. So I had my stage at the very beginning where I was very upset with the shills because I was a quote-unquote truther more so at the time, but it definitely evolved, and we had many different conversations, many different observations, many different grander things than what this whole clown show has become. as far as most of these channels now.
I like Soundly. I like everybody in this community, obviously. Really strange.
What's the last video in the community that Soundly's posted, right? He went out and spent on his own dime hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, probably thousands of dollars. Myself and Jesse Kozlowski went out and spent a bunch of money. Jesse went to Soundly's place, Lake Pontchartrain, spent his own money, tried to, it's not a popular channel. My channel is not so popular. Soundly's kind of started to get a little bit popular, but it's not about that. It's not about the information. It's not about the observations or the experiments. It's about making a mockery of the people that you are bigoted towards against. It's interesting.
I don't know what Cheswick... I'm weird about Cheswick, but anyway.
So anyway, that's why Trolls versus Trolls is going to be #1 here in the YouTube feed, if you didn't know, guys. He's just... The content is just absolutely excellent. Anyway, let's go to 3130 where he makes more shit up, I'm sure.
Attack videos. These are things that bother me, that make me say that I don't know what about AT. I'm literally keeping an open mind with him. Search the name Look a Pig, scroll down, Orthodox Defender, Look a Pig, and other harassers exposed just from 10 months ago. You get me? They were on a porn bombing spree at the same time. You get me? And there are many. I don't even need to show you. Just listen to the dude's voice when he first...
So he says that they were on a porn bombing spree. This is me, Look a Pig, and I guess Trolls versus Trolls is being implicated in this stuff. What information is he actually presenting? There's no information out there of who is actually porn bombing anyone. And there is information of past experiences that maybe we all share here, or some of us share here, where a person like myself came on, did snipe people, but then just talked for 5 minutes. I talked about the 2 celestial points. I talked about the equatorial star trails. I talked about the sun not changing angular size throughout the day and rising and setting and all this stuff. I was trying to get the information out to those people, but also in a little bit of a comedic way. There's no information or anything about me porn bombing anyone. He's just making it up. It's just blind assertions, again.
Jumps into Bomb Arwen. You got me? You got me. Let me grab my chat. I'll go to my live chat for a minute, and then I'm outie.
Well, I saw this earlier, Metal Slugs. He's not really relevant. I mean, he's not even really relevant in his own cult community that he has drummed up over his gaming and his flat earth meme pushing and stuff like that. But this has to do with also Team Skeptic, Fight the Fat Gourd, and some of the propagandist lies that they've said about me that were originally really from flat earthers saying that he is the porn bomber. So they started pointing the fingers at me. And now that Look a Pig has had an issue with Fight the Flat Earth, this guy is actually trying to get subs off him. And so I find it extremely pathetic, truthfully. And it is somewhat relevant to document for myself. And perhaps give a little bit of information to Unicuck Boy that he has no clue about. He continues to have my name and other people's names like Trolls versus Trolls in his videos on his channel, but won't, will actually go with the rhetoric that these people made up from the beginning. And these channels are bigger in the Flat Earth debunk community nowadays. Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic are some of the bigger, more, video-laden kind of channels. So he's come out and tried to white knight for them. And, this guy, like I said, he does have, 14,000 on this channel. His main channel has like 30 something or something. So this is how he gained his subs. But like I said, he doesn't get much retention on those subscribers. So perhaps he's buying subs like Simon Dan and all the Indonesian bots that he has or whatever. But it's relevant to me to document.
It will stop, I believe so. But Yeah, Brainy says, I've been telling Pig to drop it for months. Pig is a troll, actively. It's not in his past. Just months ago, he was doing this to fight the Flat Earth and this one like religious group on Discord that he porn bombed, and several.
So he porn bombed some religious group on Discord. Like, I didn't even know that you could porn bomb someone on Discord, truthfully.
Other YouTubers. So the reason why we had to start looking into it is because Team Skeptic, Fight the Flat Earth, several other people, Globebusters, and another Flat Earther all got strikes, and they were all using the same name. The account was linked to the IPS, and of course, like in the beginning...
Yeah, I got strikes from IPS. I got an appeal to my email account, my original email account, which I've never seen anything ever happen like that before. Basically trying to troll or fish for my information. He wanted to dox me. So yeah, Tim Osmo with a Z is not me, bud.
We had to wonder we had to connect it together. You know, it was around the time that Tim had approached me and asked to come on my show and all that. So, you know, Ben Mac, a Marvel girl wrong? I don't know what that means, brah. Yeah, Stringer says, now that awareness has increased, we can move on. Glad I found you, Uni. Great stuff, man. Thanks, Brainy. No,
Don Hub, I thought your sister like came out and doxed you or something. Wasn't your sister all over TVT's channel, or she was mad at you or something like that? I thought I saw that, and I didn't even know, I didn't know there was any connection there, but I just ended up kind of figuring out because you were so upset at a certain point. So I figured that she was outing you, or I don't know, dude.
Anytime, buddy. No, honestly, I hate saying it because I know some of you guys. I'm not going to tell you not to talk to Look-a-Pig. I'm just going to tell you that Look-a-Pig is porn bombing, trolling, and filing false strikes with Tim Osmond, the IPS, and all these other guys. Just because one of them might be a flat earther and one of them might pretend to be a globe earther, it doesn't mean that they're not working together to troll and false strike and porn bomb. And
I mean, can you hear the conjecture coming out of his mouth? Just because one's a flat earther and one's a globe earther doesn't mean that they're not working together. That's the kind of evidence. That's the kind of hard facts that you find on Unirock's channel. It astounds me.
You know, some of you even get bots in your chat that spam a whole bunch of stuff. That's all from the same group of people. Actually, it all goes back to pretty much 3 people, but they got a couple other either clones, like cloned stock accounts, or maybe they have a couple real people that help them every once in a while. You know, they're all probably posted up in a Discord server or Hangouts, and they just, this is what they do every night. So they're doing it right now to somebody. So then they try to go and...
Really, dude? Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin with that.
Pretend to do YouTube channels and they pretend to have live streams, but you know, they always shut down their channel when they're close to getting busted on something and then pop up on a different channel and then complain like they lost their channel or had to delete their channel or something, and it's just a reoccurring thing over and over.
My channel, he was subbed to me and he had me on his show, and he knew he was subbed to me and he knew of my channel and it disappeared. And I guess he doesn't know that Fight the Flat Earth and other people were involved with my channel being removed. And this, of course, was 3 years of observations, experiments. Some things I can't get back, some of them. But he doesn't care about that. He didn't care about that. I only had 1,200 subs. You got to have at least 10,000 subs for this dick rider, this guy that bends over basically for people and their subs, for him to actually care. Or for him to make a live stream of a complete conjecture hour. I mean, I think it's comical to me, truthfully. This guy has no clue what he's talking about at all.
Link in your about section. I'll use the thing that just happened. And when he doesn't do it, then they default back to this stuff as they get angry, right? It's like an anger thing, man. But it's fine. I'm not trying to convince you if you think I'm bullshitting, but I mean, I don't know how you can't see it, honestly. I'm sorry, but... Can you play the beginning of the RM video so we can...
You can't see what? You and your conjecture, dude? For real? Like, I'm starting to get like flabbergasted here. I don't know. I don't know what else I can say about this guy.
Hear the voice. Several of us are familiar enough. I mean, you can go watch it. It's on the... I don't want to play anything from Tim's channel. I really don't. I would, but I...
Again, he calls Trolls versus Trolls channel Tim's channel. Again.
Just don't care. I think if you just watch those videos, take a quick look at it, you'll be solid, okay?
Because someone mirrored a video of Arwen getting porn bombed. they're involved with it. That's the extent of his logic there. And, you guys, you need to have a brain to understand the connections that he's making, the wild connections that he's making. And I will point out again, I have his whole channel backed up. This one here is 809 gigabytes. I have this one here of 8.17 gigabytes. The Unirock TV had a lot of the doxgate thing, but basically he removed some of those videos after he talked with CW Chanter. Right when I was hearing that conversation, hearing him doing the same thing towards me, Trolls vs. Trolls, and Look a Pig, which I don't give a fuck about, I knew to document that. I knew to download his whole fucking channel because I knew that he was such a coward to try to remove some of his history in his hours and hours and hours of blaming CW Chanter on doxing one of his friends, basically. Oh, man, this guy's pathetic.
I'm not trying to say kick him out of your Discords or ignore him. I'm just saying when this stuff happens in the future, this is my opinion. I promised I'd give my opinion. I promised I'd tell you what I think. I have thought long and hard about this.
He's thought long and hard about it, but let me just remind you that 3 days ago, he unbanned me on his own channel. So he must have been thinking for at least 48 hours, guys, about this whole situation that he just made up in his own head and told to hundreds of people.
Make sure you check the comment sections on all those videos, too. It'll help a little bit. And, anyway, it's whatever you got to go. It's whatever you want to think, honestly. Don't hate me for this. I just promised a bunch of people that I would look into this and give you my honest opinion, and that's what I'm doing. So... don't kick me out. Okay, bad joke. Anyway.
Oh God.
Put links in the chat. Just go to Trolls vs. Trolls. Yeah, it's very easy to find.
Yeah, Trolls vs. Trolls documented event that was funny and therefore conspiracy. So a lot of people like to call myself and others conspiracy theorists, and they like to call me a troll when I came out and said, "Hey, I'm a troll." And I have these thoughts of certain people conspiring to do things, whereas they are basically undermining or trying to tell you that they're not conspiracy theorists and they're not trolls. While this guy trolls for nearly an hour, me, right? He trolls me and other people and their mentality. And also continues to make conspiracies, people conspiring to do certain things about me, Trolls vs. Trolls, and other people. So that's the whole point of this. Is it's like people are such hypocrites, man. At the end of the day, it's really, really interesting to see. I have a very open mind. You can come to me with actual information, not sit there and try to butter me up with conjecture and stuff, and I'll listen to you, And then you can come to me also with some information that's completely false that I know because I've experienced it myself. And then I'll say, hey, I'm just going to call this out for a little bit because this is so stupid. Like, this guy is trying to make money, trying to get little subscribers and people to join and people to super chat him because he's a quote unquote disabled veteran. And it's like, I know my situation. I know my past. And I have no regrets about what's happened. Not at all. Live with no regrets. But anyway, wow. What a troll festival. This is going to be our last clip for the night, guys.
Everybody will get to the bottom of it, but I'm telling you, at the very least, and I'm 100%, but at the very least, it's coming from that group. You got me? I mean, FDFE, if he looks at that last stream with that one dude from IPS, just think about it, man. Just look at all this and just track it in your head. I mean, I've had to go do it from the external. I mean, I've seen some of it as it's happened, and I've heard about some things as they happen. I remember hearing about the porn bomb and the strike and stuff, and that's why he was on Reds and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying. I'm going to Discord if anybody wants to talk.
So he remembers anecdotal evidence. He kind of remembers. So he's just going to say, Tim Osman, myself, is IPS because he kind of vaguely remembers, and he's been thinking about it for at least 48 hours, guys. And this is one of the shittiest streams I've ever seen from this guy. And I've only, watched a few. But wow, Unicuck boy. Go back to your Unicult, bro. This is really, really sad content that you have here. Really, he just, anything that he can think that he could talk about for like an hour at least or whatever. I mean, look at these. FD Pound, FDFE, AT2 Productions. I mean, this is all just some social media marketing ploy that he's doing. No truth, no facts, all conjecture, continuously. So anyway, like I said at the beginning of this, guys, I don't know if you heard me. Maybe you weren't here at the beginning. I'm done with this guy for sure for the night. That was pathetic, dude. But we do have an update on Martin Leedkey's channel. If you didn't know, basically, it's now Quan Van Trang. It seems to be some kind of a Chinese propaganda YouTube channel that has overtaken his channel. Now, his channel was going on for years about flat Earth, where you'd get 50, 100 people or whatever. Then he found the mud floods, where he has 10 times, 100 times more conjecture about pictures that he found of mud flood events or whatever, where he was getting like 1,000 live viewers. So he got quite a few people to follow him. Now, again, like I said, this channel, 31 seconds ago, 8 seconds ago, hour and 23, the amount of bandwidth that Google is allowing this channel to now use with all this fucking Chinese propaganda astounds me, dude. How does this even happen, bro? But anyway, so he got an email basically from a phishing scam, basically saying that we're YouTube, but we need your password because we think you're spamming or whatever. Not only that, guys, but it was from a mail.ru. There's some Russian random mail thing. And again, this kind of brings up something else that's kind of funny. Ranty was trying to, like who.is or find the domain owner of mail.ru as if they're going to find out who did this. Okay. Flat Earthers, for the most part, some of them are very gullible. But this is finding new lengths, right? So, as much as I want him to have his own channel and not be, some kind of a Chinese propaganda channel now, it's like, oops, like ignorance isn't bliss. These mediums will never ask you for your password from the same medium that's emailing you. It's like elementary, dude. It's elementary. But you know what? You give them your password, and this is what happens, man. Like that everyone's wrong in the whole world, basically. That it isn't the case that the Earth is a sphere, even though thousands of years and different people and all these experiments, all these tests, continuously for a very, very long time. You're gonna come up with something different from that, but you're so genius in that, but you accidentally give your password away to a very easy to notice scam to some kind of a Chinese guy. So anyway, as I said before, Martin, if you watch this or one of your Flat Earth friends watches this, your channel on this hard drive here has been taken out of the server just for this live stream here. It's all there, 335 gigabytes of total troll memes and total nonsense and bullshit and stuff, dude. So it's all there if you need it. As I said, it'll be only 7 easy payments of $2,000 to get it back. I'm kidding. If he actually does need it, I would send it to him. Just pay for shipping. I'll send him a hard drive with all this on there, because he probably doesn't have this much of his own content on there, and perhaps he wants it. And I feel bad for him, even though, very dumb move, dude. But anyway, if you guys have any information on DTE, if you have any information on channels that may seem to go kaput, or maybe you want to back up your own channel, here in the Trap House, we have petabytes of information that we can be stored on all different types of hard drives and servers and different stuff like that. So if you need your channel backed up, if you have a channel that thinks that you're going to go down or anything like that, just call your friend Timmy Osmond. Say, hey, here you go. Here's a link to this channel. I need it backed up, bro. because we'll do it, dude. Anyway, so wow, what a live stream that was, man. Unicuck, Unicult, please join my cult and pay me money or whatever because I don't want to go work or I want to sit in a chair and play games or whatever. Very pathetic, bad information. Doesn't know the half of it. I mean, this kind of information that I have about Flat Earth is really, really hard to put down on paper for me, first off, because I was going to write a book at one time, but there's a lot of it. Like, I've experienced a lot of things. And then I know what I've experienced. And then when people come out and say, hey, you're actually IPS. I mean, that's on the face of it is just bizarre. Like, that's just like, you are the worst researcher on the internet, right? But when they try to tell me things that I know didn't occur because they have, like I said before, the mentality of a tadpole, it's really tough for me to not try to document it for future excursions or perhaps future lulls and such like this. So yes, I am trolly. I have tried to be somewhat comedic in my ways because a lot of these people are dry, they're stale, and they're just after some kind of clown show as far as like FTFE and some of these people. Not like trolls versus trolls. That's a whole different clown show. I'm just saying. They want to point the finger and say, you're a fucking idiot, you're a fucking retard, ding, 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 all this kind of stuff. It's just not my bag. It's not funny. It's not cute. The people that follow them are pathetic. And people that are enjoyed of that content is just, you got something missing in your life. I'm not really sure how to, as your psychologist and your life coach, actually how to fix that for you. Nor would I ever spend any time actually doing that. But I do advise, as your life coach and your psychologist, to perhaps, think a few steps ahead, perhaps listen to what they're actually saying. Do they actually have any hard evidence? Is there any facts that they're presenting? And most of the time when it comes to Unicuck or any of these people, it's not. It's just a bunch of nonsense. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. This has been another public service announcement for the Unicuck cult by Timothy Osman. Have yourself a nice night or day, depending on where you are on the spherical earth.